All right, in lesson 10.5, we are going to talk about different angles related to a circle. Day 1, so we're going to take 2 days with all the material in 10.5. So first, let's talk about angles that have vertices at the center of the circle. So that's called a central angle. So if I go ahead and draw an essential angle, we know what that is. We saw that in an earlier lesson, so that's a central angle. And we actually already know what I'm about to write. The angle is equal to the arc. So for example, if you know that your central angle over here is 50 degrees, so this is a 50-degree angle right there, that means that the arc formed by that angle, by the sides of the angle right there, is going to be the exact same. That's going to be 50 degrees as well. So a central angle, the angle is equal to the arc. All right, so let's move on to a new type of angle that we haven't talked about. We have these things called, or these angles called inscribed angles. So this is where the angle has a vertex on the circle. So instead of the vertex being at the center of the circle, the vertex is on the circle. So if I draw one in, it could look something like this, where there's that vertex right there and it's sitting on the edge of the circle somewhere. So the arc that's formed by that is, we're talking this arc right here, and the angle is going to be equal to half of the arc. So if we look at this example, here's our inscribed angle because the vertex is sitting on the circle, forming that, and you can see that it's a 50-degree angle. So that angle is half the measure of the arc. So 50 is half of what? Or you could double it to get 100 degrees. So the arc formed by that inscribed angle right here is 100. All right. Last one we have is a tangent chord angle. So what happens here is you've got a chord somewhere. So let's say here's a chord. Remember, it's a segment that goes from one edge of the circle to the other edge. And then a tangent segment, basically. So I'm going to draw a tangent to this. It just has to touch in that one spot. So the angle formed between the chord, here's the chord in purple, and the tangent segment here in pink, this is the angle formed. That angle is also equal to half of the arc. But what arc are we talking about? Well, it's the arc formed from this side of the chord, right here, all the way to where the chord and tangent meet. So the angle right here, I have it in blue, is half the measure of that full arc right there. So let's look at an example. We have over here, here's our chord AC, here's our tangent segment AB, and see how they said, I'll go ahead and draw it in, this is 100 degrees right here, that's an arc measure. Well, the angle is going to be equal to half of that. So what's half of 100? 50 degrees. And so the angle is going to be the angle formed by the chord and the tangent. So that angle right there is 50 degrees. So the measure of angle BAC is 50 degrees. All right, then we just have a little summary of our angles up here. If the vertex is at the center, that's your central angle, that means the angle is equal to the arc. If the vertex is on the circle, that's an inscribed angle, which could be an inscribed angle or the tangent chord angle, then the angle is equal to half of the arc. And then the bottom two, that's for day 2 of 10.5, so we're not going to worry about that right now. These are the ones that we are going to use for this lesson.